Identifying.
The king of cakes. Chopper for the win.
G'day guys, welcome back to Cakes by Chopper. Today we're going to have a little bit of fun with fondant and some rainbows. I'd never made a rainbow cake before and it looked like fun, so I thought I'd give it a crack. And then I was thinking to myself, how would I cover this? What would I do that's different? And I thought, you know what, let's have some fun with fondant and try and come up with a new technique. So I haven't seen this before, so if someone's done it, I'm sorry, but I've literally thought of this and thought, that would be fun, I think that would look really cool. So first off, you're going to get your six 6-inch cakes and colour them in red, orange, yellow, green, blue and purple, and then coat them just like you would any other rainbow cake. I did learn though, stacking a cake this high, you have to pay attention to how you stack them and how it leans, because as you can see here, it started to get a lean at the top that I didn't really notice, but it was easily corrected. I just pushed the cakes back a little bit and then applied the buttercream. I also found it easy to apply lots of buttercream because you're going to scrape it back to get a nice clean edge. I don't even know why I did the clean edge because you're going to cover it with fondant, but I just think you might get a better result with it. As you can see, I'm putting on lots and lots, and then I used a cake scraper to pull it back and even it up, and then put more on the top, flatten that out, and then you can just scrape that back a little bit. And this sort of helps you hide the fact that your cake wasn't leveled. I'm all down for the cheat techniques. So once that's done, you can pop it into the fridge. I'd only put it in there for like 5 or 10 minutes, just for enough to crust a little bit. You don't want it too firm because then your fondant won't stick to it. I also went through and moistened the outer layer because I want the fondant to stick easily and then stay put. This water helps the fondant stick together. Using the same colours as your cake, you're going to take the tedious task of rolling out lots and lots of thin little snakes. And I originally thought I could just do lots of these purple and then move on to pink. But you're going to work in little pieces and roll that out and then switch colours and go through because your fondant dries out fairly quickly. So I did a couple of purple snakes, then I moved on to yellow and so forth with all the different colours. The pattern is up to you. You can do them straight, you could do them intertwined and curly like I did. Just have fun with it and get creative. But this was a very new technique and I found it lots of fun. I've trimmed down the process because this would take forever for you to just sit and watch. But as you can see, it goes on fairly easy. Just tuck it in and push it around. If you do it straight away, your fondant's still very pliable, so it's quite easy to work with. As you start to fill it up with the bigger lines, you'll notice that if you do a skew F pattern like I have, there'll be lots of small areas. I made sure to keep off any little pieces that I hadn't used and kept them out of, the air, so it didn't dry out too much and I could work them in later, because I sort of guessed that I'd get down to smaller snakes that would be really odd shapes and stuff. And you just continue with it all the way around. I would like to see this done in very straight lines as well and zigzags. I think it would look really cool. Initially I just wanted this spirally, wobbly mess of like literal snakes that I was thinking, and it was a little bit tedious, but the result at the end was fun. And I mean, I'm sure that there's lots of people that find this therapeutic like I do. I just had some music on in the background, worked it around, and I also was very careful not to put the same color next to each other. And I tried not to repeat, like if I did here, red, purple, blue, then yellow, I tried not to put red again so soon. You do find some parts you will have to double up, but try and avoid that as much as possible for the best result. Do set aside some time for this because it is not a quick process. It is a fun cake to do, but it does take you a little bit longer than expected. I probably spent about an hour covering this with the snakes just because I had to stop and roll the little pieces. By all means, if you've got 2 people working on it, you'd get it done a lot quicker. Now the purpose of this cake was it can be for literally anything. You'll see later on I cut out a black circle and I stick that on top, and you can place some sort of display piece, a fondant creation you've done, a name, you can stick flowers, I mean, it's up to you. It's for those friends of yours that really love color, or you want something super fun. I did really enjoy making it. As you can see here, I pushed the little pieces in. Once I was done, I was just like so happy with the result. And it's one of those cakes where it's interesting. It looks different from every angle. You can see I used the brush here to push in a little bit of orange fondant that filled the gaps. And then I used the cake smoother to go around and just compact it in a little bit, make it look a little bit neater. And then here we go with the black fondant. I rolled a big snake to put around the bottom as a trim, and then I flattened out some and put that on the top as just a little base stand. If you don't want to use black, you can use any color. White would look great. So it's up to you. You can basically make this to what you think looks best. If you do attempt this, tag me on Instagram. I'd love to see your creations. Now for this little piece on top, I used the fondant lid cover to give me that perfect round circle. If you want to do a square or a star, it's up to you. But place it on, and then I would definitely steam this cake if you have a steamer, because without it you're going to see the cornstarch or icing sugar around the snakes and it just doesn't look as polished. And when you stick your little decoration slash toy whatever on top, I would also recommend letting it dry so you don't get the little sticky pieces that I did on the toy. And there you go, you have your rainbow snake cake that you can theme to anything you like. And don't forget to show me if you do attempt this cake. I obviously chose Spider-Man because he is the bomb diggity. Thanks for watching, and why not check out one of these content creators that I think are incredible and are doing great things. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you shortly with new content. Bye guys.